Once you start to understand some certain things about life, once you start to see through the illusions about this particular reality, you can't unsee it. You can't understand it. Once you start to have this knowledge, which is becoming self-aware, Charlie, that's it for you. Okay, that is it for you, because you can't unsee these things, you can't unknow these things, and this awareness is going to drastically change your life. Even if you don't want to, like, even if you do not want it to, it is going to drastically change your life, because it's like you, this is an example. I've not started the video, but I just want to give you an example of when I mean it's going to drastically change your life. It's like you finding out, not just the one that they will tell you on television that, okay, if you eat plenty sugar, this is what happens. No, it's like you seeing it with your eyes, what sugar does to your body, and you like knowing it, seeing it. Charlie, you can't unsee it. And once you're able to like have that particular information that, okay, sugar is poisonous, this is an example, and this is what it does to your body, and you see it, you know this thing, it's going to traumatize you when it comes to you eating sugar. If you're somebody that loves to eat sweet things, things that have sugar, once you have this particular knowledge, not the one that they hear say, once you start to personally have like a personal understanding of, oh, this is what sugar does, okay, I see it. Maybe it happens to somebody very close to you, somebody in the family, you saw everything they had to go through because of sugar. That thing is going to drastically change your reality, because now you're going to have this particular trauma about sugar, and subconsciously you will start avoiding sugar. Just the way people that comes from homes of alcoholics, you see any child that grew up in a home where one of their parents is an alcoholic, and maybe the parents now died because of alcohol. You see this child grow up, try to stay away from alcohol. Like, this actually influence their decision when it comes to taking alcohol, when it comes to drinking alcohol. Like, that is what happens when you start to understand some certain things about life. When you start to know, you start to see some certain things about life. You just start to have this particular knowledge about life that you never had before. You start to understand things, the way they are supposed to be or understood. Not the way you've been taught to understand, not the way you have been programmed to understood or to understand. Once you get to that point of your life, having like a self-awareness, they call it spiritual journey, spiritual awakening. Trust me, Charlie, things are going to change in your life, okay? Things are going to change in your life, whether you like it or not. Excuse me. Okay. So back to it. And that's what I want to share with you on this video. I just want to talk. I want to talk about the things that are changing in my life, or the things that has already changed. How my decisions in life started changing, choices to, just how becoming self-aware or having like a spiritual awakening, because to me they are the same thing. Becoming self-aware, having spiritual awakening, realizing that your experience here on earth is a personal thing and not a general thing. Okay, so you're not actually supposed to be living by any general rules and regulation. Any rules and regulation you are supposed to have in life, or you are meant to live with in life, you have it. Like, it comes with the territory. Okay, so you're not supposed to be experiencing life from a general point of view. You're supposed to have like a personal experience, like personal relationship with this reality, which is the spiritual awakening. Once you get to that point, Charlie, things are going to change your life, and let's have a conversation about it. Okay, where do I start from? So I want to believe that now, like at the stage level, however I want to put it, I just want to believe that anybody that is watching my video right now is not watching by coincidence, because I don't believe anything happens by coincidence. And trust me not believing that everything happens by coincidence has really helped me in my life, because now when things happen in life, like when I'm doing anything or I'm expressing anything, I know that it is not happening by coincidence or accident, and I just try to pay attention to learn from it. So I've gotten to the point in my life where I now believe that nothing really happens by coincidence or accident. Everything happening is meant to happen. So if you're watching my video, you are actually meant to watch it. You're either close to having your own awakening, or you're already on your journey, or maybe you've had it, but nothing here is you're meant to be here. Okay, so I'm going to have this conversation like I'm talking to a friend on the journey. Okay, I'm talking to somebody that is already on the journey, somebody that understands, or somebody that is going to soon understand what the journey is all about. So as for me, I've talked about how I had my self-awareness, like when it started, how it started 2019. And I think that period was not, I've had videos made, so many videos where I talked about exactly what happened. So not what happened was I had like a heartbreak, serious heartbreak, and also like so many other things, happening that 2019 that just, I don't know what those experiences, I don't know what it actually did, but something about 2019 shifted my reality. Something that happened to me, both the heartbreak and every other thing that was happening around me that particular time, 2019, everything happening, triggered an awakening or an awareness which I never had. And that period I started understanding that my life here on earth is like a personal journey, and I needed to focus more on that, having that particular personal journey, and not just allowing myself live life on the defaults, which is live life based off of the programming that I've gotten, the teachings that I've gotten, everything that my parents has taught me, everything that any religious leader has taught me, everything that even the educational system has taught me. I needed to just keep it aside and really just start having like a personal experience, like a personal relationship with my reality. Asking myself things like, when you eat what you eat, why do you eat it? When you walk the way you walk, why do you walk that way? When you think the way you think, why do you think that way? When you get triggered, just start asking questions that I never thought I was going to be. Sorry, I got a message from Instagram. Just start to ask, questions that I never really asked, or questions I never really thought I needed to ask, because I was just living life on default, which is just trying to survive. So as soon as 2019, I don't know why I keep saying 2020. As soon as 2019 happened and I had that, trigger, having like a personal experience and really understanding why I'm having this personal experience, 2020 happened and we all went into lockdown. And that was like the real hammer on the nail. Like that was like that's what sealed the deal, because as soon as we all got into this lockdown worldwide, I know that I personally did not just have the trigger. That 2020 happened, that I know that I wasn't just the only one. A lot of people went through that particular trigger too, because 2020, everybody going into lockdown and people seeing another side of reality that they never thought they would see. You know what it means for the whole world to be on lockdown? Nobody going to see the offices that were programmed to believe that without people going to work, people will not feed. We were able to all stay at home, and some people worked from home, but then, nobody really knew. I know some people never knew that particular reality existed. So we saw something different happen in 2020. We all saw something different happen in 2020. We all had different experiences, or we all had different triggers from that particular 2020 experience. And my own trigger was like this, what sealed the deal, because mine started 2019, but 2020 lockdown helped solidify everything, and that was it. Okay, that was the period where I knew that I've been living life on a default, and I needed to do something about my reality. I needed to drop everything that has been taught to me, everything that they told me. I needed to say no. Every single thing. See, everything that my mother has taught me, told me, my dad has taught me, told me, teachers. I said, okay, I want to unlearn these things because they were not working. For one reason, almost all the teachings that I was getting from these different individuals, both parents, teachers, religious leaders, guardians, uncles, aunties, all the teachings I was getting from these individuals were all limited beliefs that just wanted me to just obey and blindly believe. And now I now know that I was never meant to just believe in things. Like life is meant to, like you're meant to know life and not just believe. Like you're meant to know. Okay, that is what life is all about. Like you're meant to know things from personal experience, like having like a personal relationship with everything that you are living by. Okay, your beliefs, you're supposed to have like a personal experience, like a personal relationship with it. And all the teachings I was getting never taught me that what they were just telling me is just blindly obey and follow. Blindly obey and follow. Parents, blindly obey and follow. Teachers, blindly obey and follow. Don't question, okay? This is it. Religious leaders, oh, that one is worst. Blindly obey and follow. So 2020, I was like, nah, that's going to change. I'm going to change everything, unlearn. And I never even knew that when I start unlearning, I would be able to learn what I want to learn. Like I never thought that unlearning things was just going to free me up. I never thought it was going to be like that. Okay, I just thought that I needed just to unlearn. Like I needed to. It was like a baggage. When you are living based off of programming, and you get to the point where your awakening is meant to happen, you're going to realize that you're carrying like a baggage, or you are like on a rat race. That is what awakening comes with. Like once you start having that awareness, that spiritual awakening, or if you don't like to call it spiritual awakening, when you start having that self-awareness, like you're going to feel as if your past life you've been carrying, like when I mean your past life, like your literal life before the awakening, you've been carrying like this baggage, or you've been living as if you are on a race. That is what it felt like for me, because I felt like I've been running all my life, but I don't know what I've been running from. I didn't even know I was running, and I was carrying different baggages, and my world was like upside down. So I didn't know that unlearning these things was going to be like me freeing myself up, and then me just creating space to start creating like, or having like personal experience and personal relationship with things that now I want to experience. I don't know if you get, am I saying it right? Freeing up myself to just learn the things that I desire and the things that I just want to experience in life. I didn't know it was going to happen like that. So yeah, that was something that happened when I finished unpacking or unlearning old teachings. But I'm here to share what that particular journey is doing to me or has done to me. Okay, I know I have talked a lot, but yeah, this is a conversation. I'm going to be uploading this video, no edit, because it's like a conversation. I want to have conversation with anybody on this particular journey. It is a very beautiful journey. See, a journey where you start to remake yourself, a journey where you start to really become the person you want to be. It's a beautiful journey, an amazing journey, and like I am living it. It's so freeing, and I can't even wait to see what I'm able to remake, like what I'm able to shape in, or I don't know if you got I can't wait to see the woman I become. I'm already becoming it, but yeah, I can't wait. I know there's not going to be like an end result because I learn every day, but it's an amazing and freeing result. Okay, but anyways, let's get to what having self-awareness has done to me. First of all, once you start to have the spiritual awakening, or in case you don't like to call it spiritual awakening, once you start to have like this self-awareness, being aware that self is here and self is having an experience on earth, being aware that everything you do should only be or come from a place of your personal choice, like your own choice. It should not be influenced by any external choice or any external anything. Once you get to that point where you start realizing that you can literally be anything you want to be, like choose a character, play it, because that's what you're here to do. You're here to play whatever character you want to play and just live it and experience it. Be it a hottie, be it a churchy, be it a whatever, like be it a boss lady, be it an ambitious lady, be it a dark feminine, be it a, why am I talking about women too much? Whatever, this is it. This is when you can start creating that character. As soon as you become aware that you can create the character, you can actually start creating the character, because that's what you're here to do. But we don't know this because of the programming we get from growing up. You know, they program us to just be a certain way because they want us to not know that we have the power to create our life. But once you start having that particular self-awareness that you can do this thing, it comes with number one, anxiety. It will come with like this mad, I don't know if it happens to everybody, but that is something that has happened to me, or that is constantly happening to me. Whenever I get to any level that I start to have like another new awareness of something I did not know before, it comes with anxiety, because you start seeing that almost all your freaking past life, which is your life before the awakening, you have been caged. And now, you know, when something has been caged for a long time and you let it loose, it's going to be confused. Like you cage something for, let's say, 10 years, 20 years. They don't know what it feels like to be outside, or they don't know what it feels like to be free. And you just free this thing. What do you think will happen to this thing? First of all, they're going to be confused. They'll have anxiety, paranoia, so many things, because now you are actually setting them out to the wild. And, you know, that's what it feels like. Okay, I'm using something else to like describe it, but it's like you being set out to the wild without you knowing what left is, what right is, what darkness or light is. Because all these things, the meaning of darkness and light, once you start becoming awakening, you're going to realize that the meaning of darkness and light that you have been taught is a lie. Okay, so it's like you don't know what dark is, what light is, what love is, what, you know, you don't know what anything is again. And you know, you're just being set free to like make decisions and put a definition on these things. So it's going to come with serious anxiety, because that's what I felt. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but that's exactly what I felt. I felt like, oh my fucking god, I felt like the world was about to collapse, because now I don't know what is happening. I'm realizing that all this while I've been living my life, you know, I have been living my life boxed, and now I just left the box. So I don't even know what to do in the, like, every other thing around me, like, was just feeling like, I don't know, it was scary. Okay, so number one, it comes with anxiety slash paranoia slash confusion, overwhelming. Like, you're going to have this outburst of emotion. And that is going to happen for a really long time, okay? Because now you have been given a fresh slate or a blank slate, and you need to start writing your stories by yourself. And you don't know how to write the stories, because you have been living life based on the stories that the system have been writing for you, because the system wrote the stories that almost everybody has been living. You know, the school, the religion that they just initiate you into, you know, all these things. You do not come up with these things. You were forced, or you were, let me not say forced, you were manipulated into this thing, or you were blindly shoved into these things by your parents or by your guardians or by whosoever brought you up, because they do not know to. Almost everybody's parents is on that programming. So few parents, especially here in Africa, few parents are actually awake. So like, you just realize that, you know, you'll be given like a fresh start, and you don't know what to write, you don't know where to start from, you don't even know what to do. Like, so you're going to be really having like anxiety attacks. You're going to be constantly having confusion almost everywhere. Like you're going to again, see paranoia, you're going to be paranoid. because you might feel like you're dying, at the same time feel like you are like fully awake, alive, and you're seeing things for the first time. Chair is chair. Oh, this the fuck, this is chair. Oh, like it's everything just going to suddenly become new and yeah, and fresh, which is scary, especially when you've been living life on earth. And then that is, you now get to a point where you just realize that, oh, I've been living life on earth. Charlie, scary. Now, after the phase where, confusion, anxiety, so much of emotional outbursts, I think the next stage for me was, let me think, the next stage after that, now I was not looking for something deeper. So I think after the anxiety and everything and the confusion, you're going to start looking for the meaning of life. You're going to start asking questions. You're going to start wanting to know more about everything that happens here on earth. Like, you would start looking for deeper connection with everything around you. You want to have deeper connection, deeper relationship with almost everything around you. People, things, everything. You want a deeper relationship with it, a meaningful relationship. For me, I started looking for God. I wanted to understand who God is, so I started looking for God. And because I was religious before my awakening, I decided to take like a personal step, like to knowing God in a religious aspect. So I asked my mom for a Bible, and she gave me a Bible. I started reading this Bible from the beginning. Now I wanted to now understand everything that has been said in the Bible. I've read the Bible before, but not like at a goal, like what I was now doing, which is starting from Genesis to the end. I've read the Bible before from different places, because I was like a Sunday school kind of girl and a Bible warrior. What do they call those people? I've forgotten. I'm no longer religious, so I've forgotten those terms. But I was somebody that I read the Bible. Okay, I memorize the Bible, I recite the Bible. So I've read the Bible before, but I did not have an understanding of the Bible. I did not have like a personal understanding of the Bible. So when I read out the Bible or recite it or something, I always wait for either pastor to like break it down, or Sunday school leader to break it down, or maybe when we're having like house devotion, we will try to understand it ourselves. But I've never really taken my time to have like that. So I started doing that. I asked my mom for a Bible and she gave me, and I did that. I started from Genesis. I started reading. While reading, I started having like a personal habit of praying, a personal habit of talking to God, a personal, like when I mean talking to God, like of course the religious God, the way they ask us to talk, like praying. I started having like those personal relationship with these things, and I did that for I think six months or more. After reading the Bible, it didn't make sense. Now, before, when I was religious, the Bible made sense because the questions we're supposed to be asking, I did not even think about asking it. Religion tell you to follow, blindly follow, do not ask questions. So yeah, all those things. In fact, if any thoughts come to your head and say, why is this in saying what is, I'll be like, oh, the devil is at work. God forbid, No, devil, get it behind me. But now, because I'm trying to have like a personal relationship with God, I'm trying to have like this personal understanding. When I read the Bible, it did not make sense. And I felt like, okay, they used to say most of the time you need the Holy Spirit to understand the Bible. I started praying for the Holy Spirit to come, help me understand the Bible. I said that, now I was not doing it genuinely. Now, I did that consistently. I tried to make sure that I am not stepping on anybody's toes, or I am doing everything that I am meant to do. I said I did that. I made sure I did that so that I will allow the Holy Spirit to come and help me interpret the Bible. So after doing that, and it did not happen, that was when I started understanding that religion was all a fraud. Okay, like I started understanding that when I mean it was all a fraud, I don't mean that it does not help. It does really help, because religion is how you keep people in check. Like, religion really helps keep people in check, but then religion does not really give you a personal understanding or a pure understanding of who you are, what you are doing here, and what God or who God is it doesn't do that. Okay, it keeps you away from actually having that true understanding. But we're not going to be talking about that. Okay, I'm not here to talk about that. Just here to talk about my own, what I'm experiencing on my journey. Okay, so I think we're going to have a conversation on that video if I get questions. But then, so yeah, I tried and tried, I prayed, I did all those things. Nothing was coming forth. And that's when I started understanding that, you know, religion wasn't the way. Okay, if I want to do this, I have to find God personally. I have to know God personally. And now, reading the Bible, there are stories in the Bible that did not make sense. Stories where God was striking children, God was striking people to help other people win or acquire their possession or take their lands. Those things don't make sense. Those things are, to me, these things are just some ways to manipulate people's brain to thinking that God is a being. God is, when I mean a being, God is a being with ego. Because only a God that has ego would be concerned about earthly possession and who is ruling and who is not ruling. And then some of the stories where, you know, like Jesus dying, that's for my own religion, to take away our sins. Why would God not kill devil? But rather God will rather kill his own son to help purify us. Those things were not making sense to me. And also the part where, you know, God asked, who is that to kill his son as a sacrifice? God just wanted to test him. Those things are things that only a being with an ego will do. And again, that is a form of manipulation. So that's my own, this is my own take. Okay, so me trying to understand what my religion was trying to teach me gave me so many other understanding that was not leading me towards religion, but instead showing me that all along my mind has been limited and my mind has been controlled by these teachings. And again, while I was trying to look for deeper connections with the things around me, I was trying to have like a meaningful, you know, relationship with the things around me. Having that, getting to that point where I did not find my answer from religion gave me another anxiety, gave me another paranoia. Because now again, I had nothing to fall back on. I have no, because it was scary. It was scary because now I started realizing that all this has been like a planned work all along. You know, from the first day I stepped my leg into this reality to the point where I started having like a personal, like a self-awareness. It has been all planned work to program me, to limit me, to cage my mind, to control my mind. You know, I was placed, it was like I was like a part of a court or something, like, yeah. And again, I started having like another new set of, and like I said, in every awareness, in every time you get a new awareness, you're going to have anxiety because you're just going to realize that all these things has like been either planned work or it's a form of test. I don't know, but my God, it was scary again. And that scare or that fear did not last long because as soon as I couldn't fall back on religion, as soon as I couldn't get my deeper connection or my deeper relationship with the God in the religion, I started understanding some of the teachings from the Bible that always says, you know, that there's a part that always says that he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world, which for me now is she that is in me is greater than she that is in the world, because my God is a female. God is genderless. God is an energy. So whatever vessel you are, that's your God. Okay, so my vessel, I'm a female in this particular writing, so my God is a female. But anyways, I started understanding that. I started becoming, you know, strong in that particular sentence, phrase, I don't know. But I started becoming like, you know, the fear of, oh my God, now I do not have a God, or now I don't know who God is, or maybe there's no God, or brought me to that understanding that for me to be able to breathe, for me to be able to like perceive this life, you know, talk, do what the things I do, it means that God reside in me. So I should talk to the God within. Okay, I should talk to the God. I should have a relationship with the God within, and that is where like your self-awareness or your spiritual journey will actually start actualizing, or that's when you start experiencing it, because now you'll be pushed back to self. You will go back to self. Automatically you will go back to self, start relying on self, because trust me, every question that you have, all the answer is in you. Like, you cannot get lost. That's another thing that I am trying to get used to knowing, because most of the time I forget to actually live by these rules, knowing that I have the roadmap. Okay, I can never get lost. Me getting lost is like me say that my God can get lost. Like, what the fuck? It's not possible. Okay, it's never possible. So I can't get lost, and you can't get lost. So yeah, that is the next stage of your awakening. After your anxiety, you go into wanting a deeper connections with things, wanting personal relationship with things, and that will now lead you to self. And then once you go back to self, you start having a relationship with self. I think the next phase for me was now paying attention to myself, because now that I know that there's a God in me, because all my life I always thought that God was somewhere watching down on me or watching over me. But now that I know that God resides in me, like God is practically in me, I start to pay attention to myself. I start to pay attention to almost everything I do consciously, like making sure that I am making the decisions that I truly want to make without allowing anything external influence my decision or my choice. I start to make sure that I take care of myself, because the more I take care of myself, the more I'm able to listen to myself. The more I want to take care of myself, and the more I'm doing it, the more I am having like a clearer communication with myself. So that's the next thing I started doing. And once I got to that part where I started taking care of myself and paying attention to myself, almost every other thing started happening. Like, every other thing started happening, and it's like a fucking long story. So yeah, my storage is really low, and I don't think I can continue this video to the point where I want to continue it. But I am going to make a fresh video after I edit this video. Edit or not edit, but after I upload this video just the way it is, I am going to delete so I can make space, and then properly make points. And I think that video is not going to be like a conversational. It's not going to be like a conversational video like this. I'm going to like sit down, talk about these stages. I'll write them down. I think I'll make a plan. I'll write them down about the stages, and talk about them in case anybody wants to know more about what I am experiencing. But then this is not practically all. Nah, this is like a small version of what has been happening to me. Okay, but anyways, when you start to pay attention to self, like, I just want to continue and see where this particular time stops, where my storage just say, okay, Vivian, this is really full. Then I'll stop. But then once you start to listen to self and pay attention to self, it will actually affect your decisions in life. It will start affecting your decisions in life, because now you're going to start looking at first. Yes, you start looking at the things around you. You start actually looking at the things around you, paying attention to the things around you. And if you realize that there is something in your life that is not supposed to be there, because you do not actually want it to be there, it does not benefit you, it does not bring peace or bliss into your life, you will start removing these things. That's what I did. And I don't know, I can't talk for everybody, but I know anybody on a spiritual journey or self-awareness journey has gotten to a stage where they start detaching from things, people. That is what I did. I started making that decision, because now I'm paying attention to myself, and then paying attention. Once you start paying attention to yourself, you automatically start to pay attention to everything around you. And once you start seeing things that does not align with who you want to be, like who you really want to be, who you desire to be, you will start to remove them, remove them. And that's what I did. So my choices in life started changing, from the way I appear, the way I look, to the things I want to ingest into my body, and the things I pay attention to. I started looking at those things and the people I have around me. I started making sure that the only people that are around me are people that, are actually aligned with the kind of person I want to be. Okay, I do not want to now give my energy or strength or listening ear to a crowd that I do not belong to. Yeah, I stopped doing that. So it will generally affect almost all your decisions. That is what an awakening is. That's what a self-awareness will do to you, because once you become aware that you're having this experience, you will stop giving energy to what does not deserve your energy. You will stop paying listening ears to what does not deserve your ears. You will stop buying things that you do not want, because once you come out from that programming, you're going to realize that a lot of things that you have been told to have, or that you have been told to work towards having, are actually worthless. They are worthless. That is why it is a rat race. The programming just places you on a rat race, chasing rubbish. So you will start watching the things you even buy. You will start so many things. See, let me edit this video. Let me edit this particular video. I'll be back, okay? Because now my battery now is low. Apart from my storage that is full, my battery is low. So let me edit this video, and I'll be back with like steps, stages, all those things, and we're going to have this conversation. But anyways, hope you were not entertained. This video is not for entertainment. This is for enlightenment. So hope this video enlighten you. Or did I say something that you have been experiencing? Because that's the essence of this video. Have you gotten to the stage where you're experiencing any of these things that I've talked about? And if yes, just let me know in the comment section, and just say it, so that any other person that is watching, that isn't me, that is watching, could just go in the comment section and see that they're not having this experience alone, that we are all in this together. Because trust me, honey, we are all in this together. So if you are on this journey, just know that you're not alone, okay? It is happening worldwide. It is happening to the souls that it is meant to happen to. And I feel like we on this particular frequency, we that are seeing ourselves, we're supposed to be there for each other, help each other out, talk about the things that we cannot talk about with the people around us. Because me having this thing happen to me right now, I don't think there's anybody around me that is experiencing this, and it is sometimes lonely. But then because of what I am knowing, the knowledge I am gaining from the whole journey, I do not really feel alone. I don't get this loneliness. But then not being able to talk about it with somebody that is physically present, it feels somehow sometimes. Sometimes I have to just go write some of these things down, and sometimes I make videos, which is why I am making more videos often, because there are a lot of things I want to talk about, share. There are a lot of things that I just need to express, and nobody physically is present for me to express these things with, because I have made the decisions where I remove the people that do not align with this person, I've taken them out. And because most of them do not want to hear, I sound weird. It sounds odd, because this is something that is different from the programming that we have been given. So when I talk about things like they're not interested, and I do not want to waste their time, same thing as me not wanting them to waste my time. So I just consciously remove these people from my life, and the ones that I cannot remove, I just keep these things to myself, not talk to them about it, not wear them out, because I don't like to wear people out, not wear them out. So I just keep it to myself. So anyways, I've been blabbing. I'm just trying to end the video and say I'll see you guys on maybe the next video where I talk about the real stages. Like we'll have like not a conversation anymore, we'll just have like a real video where I outline these things, okay? But anyways, have a wonderful life experience, okay? Bye.